Good evening and welcome to What Katie Saw. I'm just looking at myself thinking I look a bit knackered, but that's because it's 11 o'clock at night and I'm doing this straight off the back of seeing this film. As I said when I talked about fighting with my family, I waited almost a week before I recorded the review and I wanted to get them done quicker than that. So here I am. I was at the cinema this evening and the film I went to see is called Cold Pursuit, and it stars one Mr. Liam Neeson. It is a remake of a Norwegian film. So back in 2014, a director called Hans Petter Moland made a film called In Order of Disappearance. And that film has now been remade by the same director, making his Hollywood debut as Cold Pursuit. So what's it about? Liam Neeson plays a snowplow driver around a ski resort in Colorado where the snow be crazy, and he's awarded Citizen of the Year. He's a nice bloke, does his job, goes about his day, and all of that changes when his beloved only son is found dead, chock full of heroin. It's a bit of a case of wrong place, wrong time for his son. But when Nelson Coxman, who is Liam Neeson's character, finds out that it's all to do with a local drug lord, he decides to start picking off the drug lord's men one by one. It's a black comedy. However, I found the tone a little bit off, if I'm honest. I did laugh in some places, but at the same time it was very violent and also a little bit sad. So just to elaborate a bit further, he loses his son, he goes out for revenge. The murders are in some cases quite comical, and the way he disposes of the bodies of the bad guys is quite funny. But as I say, the murder scenes themselves, or him just beating people to a pulp, is a little bit at odds with the more comedic moments. I guess the best way to describe it is if Joel and Ethan Coen had made this film, it might have worked a little bit better. It had sort of Fargo vibes for me, which is never a bad thing because Fargo is one of my favourite films ever. But in this, I just don't feel like it quite worked. Liam Neeson's good. He's good value. I think his voice is getting progressively lower as time goes on. It's like getting like Christian Bale and Batman. It's like a really low rumble. Also not entirely sure what was going on with his accent because he was from Colorado, but he was also faintly Northern Irish as well. Not that it matters. He's got a lovely voice and I'm more than happy to listen to it. He was good. Laura Dern plays his wife. She disappears quite early. Not that she's murdered, she just goes, which was a bit odd. And then you've got various other actors popping up. Quite a few guys I didn't recognise. One guy who I did know is a British actor called Tom Bateman, and he plays Viking, who is the kingpin, the head of the drug unit, cartel. I don't know what word I'm going for here, but he is the drug lord. He is the one at the top of the chain, and he is an intense gentleman, very edgy, very unpredictable. He's very smartly dressed, very sharp, but you've always got that underlying thing of he could snap at any minute and pull your head off. And I thought Tom Bateman was very good in the part. He did a particular thing with his voice that really put me in mind of Heath Ledger's incarnation of the Joker in The Dark Knight. But he was very, very good. What I knew him from was a TV series called The Tunnel, which you may or may not have seen. Again, that was a remake of a French show, I believe. The Tunnel was a drama, thriller type vibe that I want to say it was on Channel 4. And it was really good, particularly the first series I really enjoyed. And Tom Bateman was in that as a sleazy sort of tabloid journalist called Danny Hillier. And that was where I knew him from. He was very good in that. He was very good in this. I recognised, his name's gone out of my head, but I recognised John Doman, that's his name, from The Wire. I'm a big fan of The Wire, and he played roles in that. He was the police officer in this alongside Emmy Rossum, who I don't really feel like I've seen in anything since she was in everything. Day After Tomorrow, Poseidon, Phantom of the Opera, and then she vanished. The police are a bit pointless. They don't really do anything. When I saw the trailer for this, I remember thinking, okay, so the police will be onto him, and yeah, not really. I don't want to be totally down on it. I was, I guess, faintly entertained, but it was 2 hours long. And like I say, the tone was just a bit on the wonk, because the funny bits were funny, but then it was quite sad. As I say, there was a really strong theme of the relationship between father and son, which was actually quite powerful, but it was interspersed with murders and random black comedy, and I think it was a little bit of a mess, if I'm honest. So would I recommend it? Yeah. It's a case of, if there's nothing else on, I think it's one of those ones where if it came on Sky and you didn't have anything else to watch, you'd probably give it a couple of hours and think, yeah, that was okay. But I certainly didn't love it. I'm kind of relieved, because since I started this project, I've liked everything I've been to see, and this was the first one where I was like, nah, not feeling it. So yeah, not a big love for a Cold Pursuit. If you see it and you disagree, as ever, comment section is there for you to let me know what your thoughts were. I had intentions of going to see Glass tonight, which I still haven't seen, the third part in the Unbreakable trilogy, but I'm gonna yawn. Oh my god, that's unprofessional, isn't it? That's why I didn't go and see Glass, because I was tired, and I did other things instead. So I've got my eye on Captain Marvel coming out soon. Not long to go for Infinity War. This Is How Tired I Am. Endgame. That's next month. But yeah, there'll be other films to see, and I will have plenty to say about them. For now, it's a bit of I'm not really feeling it for Cold Pursuit, but you might feel differently. Until next time, boys and girls, Katie out.